Cool, man. We're live.
Well, cool. Should I take my glasses off, or is it cool? Or?
Whatever.
So
I
what?
think
What?
it's good with them on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where should we start? Are you asking me some questions, or?
Uh, so you just shot up?
Yeah.
How do you feel before and after?
Before I feel like shit. Afterwards I feel. At this point I just feel normal. I mean, I don't really get high. I get unsick. I guess the word. Nobody can really understand that. They don't do it because I say I'm sick in your mind. I say, oh, he's got the flu, or he's. It's not like that. It's something I can't really explain to you unless you go through it. But it also affects your mind, the mental aspects of your situation. The depression is really horrible. And the dope, of course, that makes it go away. So not having it's torture.
You think tastes different after?
Food?
Yeah.
Sometimes. It might smell different, even appear different. I've seen people, I could swear over there, like I, walking through the woods, I could see something that's not there, you know. The whole reason for getting high is to change your outlook on your situation. You know, you. When I wake up in the morning and I think about what's going on, I think about how I can't just run to the bathroom and take a piss or take a shower. Or I gotta wake up and run to a store and find a bathroom that'll let me go in there and use their bathroom without paying for something. One morning I woke up and I went to 3 different places, and all 3 of them forbid me to use their bathroom. I mean, I was almost in tears, man. I mean, I was just like so hurt and just frustrated because I couldn't even go in and take a shit or piss or whatever I had to do. And waking up in the woods, then dealing with that, it's kind of frustrating. You know? I gotta say about that. Believe it or not, I miss my folks sometimes. You know, I miss. It's amazing what you take for granted. I mean, growing up, you know, things you just didn't want to do, or things your parents would try to tell you, like keep your elbows off the table, you know, chew with your mouth closed, stuff like that. You thought were just irritating stuff when you were growing up. Now you're grateful that somebody told you not to do those things, because you see people doing those things as adults, and it's so offensive sometimes, or just you don't want to be around somebody that can't eat properly or has no manners, you know. There's people out there that don't even care, or if they think they actually do have manners. Maybe it's just them.
John, how long have you lived on the streets?
This last year is as long as I've lived on the streets at one time, probably forever since I've been on the streets. Like I've been homeless for a year straight. I haven't been inside, maybe a couple times in a hotel, but I haven't been. I've been on the streets for a year.
How'd you end up out here?
The drugs, you know, the drugs take up everything I have. And inflation, the hotel rooms have just skyrocketed as far as price goes. And it became impossible because before my day even got started, it would cost me $100 for a hotel room, $50 for my dope, maybe 10 to 20 for food. A pack of cigarettes was $5. That right there is $100 just to get started. Just to feel okay. That's a lot of money.
How do you get money to live?
All different ways. And my ex-girlfriend now, she helps me out a lot. I didn't say that, but she does. So, I know she pretty much takes care of me, you know. So, yeah, I do know. That's what she does. 50-year-old man, pretty much living off a woman. So it's actually fun. Nothing like a good Snickers bar. I'm also addicted to sweets. I probably spend $10 to $15 a day on candy. That's no lie. I love sweet tarts. So,
you told me you took a trip from Florida to California. Can you tell me about it?
well, my big dream was to be a rock star, you know. That sounds fucking funny probably to most people, but that's what I wanted to do when I grew up, you know. So, you know, there's rock stars and there's rock stars, man. There's guys that do it and play the music, and there's guys that it's just part of them, you know. And I remember at a young age, I discovered that's really what I wanted to do. I knew in my heart it wasn't one of those phases I was going to go through. Like, you know, young kids go through these phases. Like, hey, I want to be president one day. I want to be a fireman. And a week later, they want to do something changes, you know. I knew when that hit me, I knew it wasn't going to change. I knew my life was going to be different forever. I knew that's what I wanted to do. It wasn't gonna be some phase that changed my mind. And well, I want to be a scientist, and you know, I knew that was either one. I was either gonna do that or be a bum. I wasn't gonna. There was nothing else I wanted to do. Nothing else was gonna make me happy. Well, here I am. I'm a bum. So, that sounds kind of crazy, but I just and I still write music every day. Every day I have a notebook I write in every day. Whether it's just a melody line, a couple of lyrics, about something that I just saw I didn't want to forget about, I write it down. It just, a day doesn't go by that I still crave that feeling of four guys getting in a room, writing a song, and coming together, and you play your part right, I play my part right, and it comes out perfect. It's just, there's nothing better than that, man. The creativity. It's nothing better. I miss it so much. I can't tell you how much. But that's all I gotta say about that. I do know one thing. That backpack looks big. I don't know what I'm saying.
Wait, say it again?
Yeah, a lot of times, another thing I hear is carrying your things around, you know what I'm saying? I always try to carry one bag with my important stuff in it that I can't replace. My lyrics, my cell phone, things that are really important. I'm about one of these guys you see carrying all these bags around, looking all homeless and stuff. I can't stand that.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. I'm a little high right now, so if I'm not making sense, just go, what are you talking about?
No, I think you're speaking from your heart
Yeah, I am.
more than your mind. It's good.
Any other questions? Or?
Tell me about your trip across the U.S.
Oh, you like that, huh?
Yeah, that was cool.
Well, it always cause my life, everything in my life, believe it or not, comes back to the music somehow, and that was all. That's what it was about. I mean, I knew I was gonna go out there and really become some famous person because that's not what I was doing. I was just going out with a couple buddies of mine just to check out the scene. I didn't have my equipment to go out there and do that. But I wanted to know everything I was hearing about in these songs from these guys I was listening to. I wanted to experience. I wanted to know what they were talking about. I didn't just want to guess. So when I hear a song and they mention something about California or mention something about anything, I wanted to be next. I wanted to see what they were talking about and feel it and see it with my own eyes. And I knew I had to go to these places across the country to understand that. I wasn't gonna be able to understand what they were talking about in LA if I was in Georgia. And I was obsessive about it, you know, very obsessive. And my parents were very anti everything. So I had to fight for everything I wanted. I had to fight for because I was put down and talked about and discriminated against because I wanted to be something that they didn't think was possible or didn't agree with. So not only did I have to the normal thing, try to succeed at something that was almost impossible to do, but I had to fight them to be able to do it. So it was a constant struggle, man, just to do what I loved, because I had to argue with them about it. It sucked, man. I thought they'd be proud of me because for sticking by something I wanted to do. Usually, they always would say, when you want something, work for it, you can get it. Well, when I was doing that, they would put me down for it. It was like, you just told me that I should stick by something and put my whole heart into it. But now that I'm doing that, you're upset with me. I didn't understand why. So it was a constant struggle. Also, trying to explain to my father that I wasn't a homosexual because I was wearing makeup and had long hair and had these guys, these pictures of these bands on my walls, and my dad was like, "Why are you got these grown men on your walls with wearing makeup?" And him walking in the room and me putting eyeliner on and like trying to explain to him that, "Dad, I'm a straight male. I know I'm wearing pink and purple things and have eyeliner on and have long hair, but how else can I explain to you?" But my mom would go, "Well, I'd rather you be a homosexual than a drug addict." And I said, "Well, what if I was both?" Well, I'm not a homosexual, not that that would matter, but I am a drug addict. I never forget that. I'd rather you be a gay man than a drug addict. All right, what if I was both?
So you made it, you were going from Florida to LA, and you made it to New Orleans?
I made it to New Orleans with $60 in my pocket. We had $60. It was me, my brother, and a friend of mine.
What year is this?
This is 1989, 1990,
Okay.
probably. So this was also around the time that the music climate was about to change. Everything was going from LA to Seattle, pretty much. Well, I didn't know that, you know, because nobody did. So everything that influence-wise, musically, was about to basically be non-existent because everybody went from listening to Motley Crew to Nirvana. And I wasn't crazy about that. I wasn't ready for the party to be over yet. I was not ready to put my flannel shirt on. I wanted to wear my tight leather pants. And I didn't want to cut my hair. I wanted it to be long. You know, just that whole time period was real different. You know, this major change in the industry. You probably don't remember that, I'm sure, but it was kind of like when the Beatles came here and changed everything.
Yeah.
You went from the doo-wop to the Beatles. You went from the Big Bopper, Chantilly lace, got a pretty face, a ponytail hanging down. You went from that to Helter Skelter, Helter, to the Beatles, you know? It was quite a difference. So, you know, but looking back on it, I'm kind of glad it happened. I didn't like it at the time, but now that I look back on it, I understand that we needed something different because everything was watered down, man. You know, somebody has an idea, and other people use that idea, eventually it becomes kind of like, you know, Kool-Aid when you don't have enough sugar,
Yeah.
and you gotta try to make it, that Kool-Aid taste good,
Yeah.
but it still tastes like water. That's kind of how the music industry was becoming. It was just like, it was really good Kool-Aid, then it became like not enough sugar in it, Kool-Aid. So, yeah. I feel sorry for kids nowadays that never had a chance to listen to really good music. You know, not that I'm trying to sound like an old fogey or anything, but it's either big booties in rap, talking about big booties and stuff like that, or you have nothing. I mean, these kids don't have no kind of variety. They got big butts and they don't know why. You know, it's like they talk about big butts in these songs, and I don't want to hear about big asses. I want to hear about something real. You know, like, well, big asses are real, but you know what I'm talking about. It's like, come on, man. I couldn't write a song about a big butt if I had to. I just couldn't do it. It's just not. That shows how I couldn't listen to somebody that's doing it, singing it. Anyway, if it wasn't for music, I would be dead right now. Whether I became the biggest rock star in the world or not, it got me through so many things. Just being able to write things down sometimes was enough to really help me get through all kinds of stuff, man. So no matter whatever happens or hadn't happened, I'm grateful that I had that little bit of talent, just enough to be able to write a song. Because that would always really help get things out, man. It would just help so much. I couldn't imagine not having that. Really couldn't. I keep getting back on this trip across country. We did stop in Texas. Have you ever driven across Texas?
Yeah, it takes forever.
It feels like your whole trip was that. You feel like you spent more time driving through Texas than you did anything else. And it's like you see on TV. You see the tumbleweeds rolling across the street and the wind blowing, and you're in the middle of nowhere. And it takes days, man, to get through that state. But it's as desolate as it is, you still feel like you're in the old West somewhere, you know. And it's kind of cool. You're literally some parts from probably here to that fence to Mexico. And you can see how much poorer it is in Mexico, just by seeing over that fence. Just the way the houses are built. They're like built out of mud. And you're driving down this road, and you're looking at the poverty, man. That close. It's unbelievable. It's unreal. And 6 people are living in that mud house with no floor, no roof. And here we are complaining about everything. We have so much to be thankful for, but people don't realize that. I make it kind of sappy, sorry.
No, I like it. There's nothing wrong with appreciating what you have.
You have to, man. You have to. Because so many people have it worse. One of my worst days could be somebody's best day. Somewhere else, you know? And freedom. Gotta stay out of jail, man. I can't stand jail. I don't think anybody likes it, but there's some people that seem to be able to deal with it. So I try to keep my nose clean out here. And I have addictions, but that doesn't mean I have to rob everybody I see or hold every bank up I see or steal from people. I don't know. Next question.
You still have a relationship with your family?
My parents, you mean?
Brother, sister, mom, dad?
Not really. My brothers live in Maryland. My parents live in Maryland. They got divorced when I was probably 30, maybe. After about quite a few years of marriage, they were married probably 30 years before they got divorced. But I just now recently started talking to my dad again. I love my father. He's really one of my heroes. You know, I forever wanted to be like him. You know, I respect him. I respect the hell out of him. He always had a job. He always made sure we had everything we needed. He always took care of his responsibilities. And I always respected that, you know. I have a daughter. My mom pretty much raised her because I couldn't. So he had 3 kids to raise. I couldn't even raise one.
How old's your daughter?
My daughter's 23. She's 23. I'd say gorgeous. Yeah. She's a professional. She does hair for a living.
Really?
But she got tired of that one. And now she's back in college. I don't know what her degree is, but she's trying to do something different. And her mom and her dad were both drug addicts, but she's not. It's a fucking miracle, man. She doesn't get high. I think she might smoke a little bit of weed, but other than that, she's anti-drugs. It's like a fucking miracle, man. I'm so happy for her too.
When was the last time you talked to her?
January 20th is her birthday. I talked to her. I call her every year on her birthday, no matter what I call her. I don't want her to think I don't want her to ever think that I don't think about her on that day. Because I do. It's a very important day to me. Even if I've been up all night the night before, I'm high, I always try to wake up. God. That was my brother. My brother gave me that. Oh shit, never mind. Never mind. Sometimes when I'm high, I start thinking that you've been a part of things in my life that you haven't been. Like I just thought you were. I was just trying to tell you something that you didn't know. You didn't even know about. I was talking about my family, and I thought you were like. You knew about this thing I was trying to get ready to tell you, and you did. You weren't there. You weren't part of that. And I was trying to explain something to you and remind you of a situation that you never even experienced. So I had to stop myself in the middle of it, like, John, he wasn't there when you were like last year. He wasn't there the year before that. I'm like, oh shit. I had to stop in the middle of it. Am I acting kind of high or?
Nah, I think you've pulled down a lot.
It's okay.
Since you first shot up, I think you're.
I didn't mean to get so high. I don't want to ruin your documentary or anything.
Nah, hey, don't sweat it. You want me to ask you some questions?
Yeah, ask me then.
Who's the person on the streets that was really interesting to you, or a person you met? Like Santa Claus or one of those guys, or maybe someone in LA or New Orleans.
Interesting?
Interesting, powerful, impressive.
Nobody. Not anytime recently. Maybe when I was younger. Nobody in particular though. I think the reason I'm alive still is from watching other people and watching the mistakes they've made and making sure that I didn't make them.
for example?
I'm not HIV positive. That's very rare out here.
Yeah.
I'm at the highest risk group ever. I've screwed. That's being weird, but a crazy amount of women without condoms. I've never used dirty needles, but still, when you're in that situation, you never know what could happen. And I still managed to stay HIV negative. Watching people make mistakes by picking up needles, not taking care of their own shit, making sure their shit's over here. Because when you're high, you never know what you're doing. You might pick up some else's stuff, and it's things like that. It kept me alive. You know, I never really. I respect people. I never really respect people out here. I really just learn from their mistakes. And always try to be around older people. You know, I was interested in being around people that were a little older than me because they had more wisdom. You know, they've been through things. And I listened. These kids out here today, you tell them something, they look at you like you're who the hell you think you are telling me what to do? I wasn't like that. I took what I thought I needed and left the rest. You know? And I think it saved me. Does it make any sense?
Yeah. So what are like some of the tricks and stuff you've learned from people?
Tricks?
Anything. Just stuff you've learned from living on the streets, or
I've learned
mistakes people have made that you see?
I've learned to see trouble coming before it gets to you. Learning to read people, read situations. That's very important, man. Not to walk into something or avoid it. See it and go around it. Don't see it and be in the middle of it before it's too late, you know?
Like people being violent?
Violent, anything. You gotta see that coming. Keeping your mouth shut. Just saying, okay, even if you know you're right, and you think this guy's the biggest idiot in the world, sometimes you just gotta go, shake your head and go, okay. And it might keep you alive.
What's the meanest person you met out here? Who?
Yes. I couldn't tell you.
Or maybe the saddest?
The saddest person I met out here was that little kid that you saw. There was a guy that walked up here when we were setting up. Young kid. Remember he had a backpack.
Yeah, I saw him for a second.
He's the saddest guy I've met out here. He's so sad that you can't even be angry at him. You know, he's got nothing. He's got nobody. He's got no hope. He's got nothing really going for him, you know. As far as he's a real small guy. He's got so many things going against him. His parents, man, his family just, God, it's so sad. They just didn't take care of him. Didn't give him any kind of confidence. You can just tell he had no kind of home training. So basically, he's like I was talking about earlier, how my parents taught me how to chew with my mouth closed, something like that. This kid never had that. And it's so sad, man, because it's just sad. And I've tried to help him, talk to him.
You have any experience with shelters?
None. I'd rather live on the streets.
Yeah. Just too.
They're just horrible, man. It's like being in a prison.
Yeah.
Very racial. Most of them, no disrespect towards black people, but they're one race. So of course, when you have one race and you're a white person, you have problems. It's just how it is. And it's kind of like being in prison when you're in a shelter. So it's a very unsafe place. At least it's has been for me. My experiences. Very scary place.
How have the streets changed since you've been on them?
Uh, I'm trying to separate how the streets have changed. Me, they've just changed. I mean, I don't think people are tolerating people as much in the streets. They just are tired of dealing with people, their property being destroyed, people stealing from them. I think the police they got their hands full. I mean, it's the homeless issue is, God, it's so much worse than it's ever been, man.
Well,
Just within the last 2 years.
what do you think would help, like some sort of solution or something that would help homeless people?
Say it again?
What do you think would help the, if you want to call it the homeless problem?
I think they need to have one area that they're permitted to set up their camps in. Like almost quarantine them, not in a bad way, but like everybody out there in public wants the homeless people to be away from them. But you have nowhere for them to go, or to let them go. Like this place right here, this would be perfect. But if they don't have a place, if they don't have this place, of course they're gonna be in front of people's stores and people's property, or they have nowhere to go. They have to walk somewhere. You have to have a place for them. It's not fair. Some kind of housing, or that's something that's going to take 2 years to get into. Something that can be taken care of quite quickly. Hey, I'm homeless. Okay, well, in a couple of years we can now.
What's your favorite childhood memory?
My dad, December 26, 1977. Actually, I think it was 76. It was Christmas Eve. The Baltimore Colts and the Oakland Raiders, the championship game, was a playoff game. It went 6 quarters. One of the longest football games ever. And my dad could have took anybody. He had season tickets, and he could have took anybody. He took me. And this is football. The Colts moved to Indianapolis. They used to be the Baltimore Colts. But that was the best memory because I was only 6 years old. I'm sure my dad could have went with another adult. I mean, I don't know. It could have been a headache for him because maybe I wouldn't have watched the game. I wouldn't be able to because I was a young kid. But I sat there and watched the game with my dad, And he decided to take me. He didn't have to do that. Christmas Eve. The only bad thing about that is the Colts lost. But it was a historical move because it went 6 quarters. I mean, football games. It was double overtime. And that was a good memory.
What's your favorite movie or book?
Favorite movie?
Or song?
Huh?
Or song?
Oh God. I think my favorite song of all time is "Stairway to Heaven." I mean, there's other songs I probably maybe like more than as a whole. There's no song better than that. Best rock band ever. Led Zeppelin. God, come on. That was even before my time, really. Favorite book. Favorite movie. There's a movie called Brian's Song. It was about Brian Piccolo and Gale Sayers. They were 2 football players who played in the Chicago Bears, and Brian Piccolo had cancer and died. But one was white, one was black. It was a time when black people and white people didn't even room together in the NFL. And they became best friends, and he died of cancer in 1971, the year I was born, actually. Brian Piccolo did. Gale Sayers was a All-American. It was a good movie. It had a lot of lessons in it. Good and bad. What do you think about?
I was just thinking about kind of racial differences in America.
How I feel about them?
Yeah.
I hate to use this card because I can't stand when people do it. But I'm so racially discriminated against around here on a daily basis, it's sickening. It's unbearable sometimes. When I walk into a Waffle House, it takes 30 minutes for somebody to wait on me. Or that they don't even check on me during my time I'm in there. They might wait on me one time and see if I'm okay. I gotta ask for everything I want. The other day I was thrown out of a Waffle House because they didn't want to wait on us. I heard that lady say, I'm not waiting on them. Wouldn't wait on us, so we left.
You think that's because
Yes,
you're white or you're homeless?
it's white.
You think so?
Because I asked the lady in Waffle House about it. Before I got it out of my mouth, she told me what it was. Before I finished what I was talking about, she told me why it was happening. And I said, I thought that might be what it is, but I don't like to use that card, that racial card. And she goes, well, you're right, because that's exactly what it is. It happens a lot in this Waffle House. And it's so overbearing, man. And I don't think it's right for anybody. I don't think we should discriminate against black people that way. I really think that white people are more discriminated against nowadays than black people are. It's unbelievable sometimes. And we can't really say anything about it either because what are we gonna say? That lady even asked me, did you call corporate? I'm like, what am I gonna say? Corporate's probably all black too. You know? Or they're gonna think it's in my head or I don't know. Pretty bad.
Do you have any like interesting nights or days around here? Like an interesting story
I have
really comes to mind?
interesting days every day, man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm very grateful that I have my health. I can walk. I can sing. I can read and I can write. That's so important, man. There's people out here that can't do any of that, man. They are really stuck. They're really stuck. I mean, can you imagine not being able to read? Not even be able to get directions from something because you couldn't read something. Can you imagine not being able to walk because you couldn't walk? I got all those things going for me, man. You know, I gotta remind myself of that sometimes, but it's the truth.